Have you ever wondered why it is that you do dumb things while you're investing and make big mistakes and cost you big money? You know, for those of us who can overcome the natural instincts that we often have, greed and fear and the like, there's a great opportunity to make good money investing counter to your natural instincts. To study this is an entirely new field called behavioral finance. And one of the practitioners of behavioral finance is a newly minted doctor, my good friend Erik Davidson, who studied behavioral finance after a distinguished career at Wells Fargo as the chief investment officer of the private bank. Erik and I worked together also at the Templeton organization. We started a company together, and we actually even wrote a book together. And so I want to welcome my good friend, Dr. Erik Davidson, to the Economic War Room. Welcome, Erik.
Thank you, Kevin. Great to be here.
Hey, so we're talking about behavioral finance. Can you explain exactly what that is?
Yes, quite simply, behavioral finance is the intersection of psychology and traditional finance. Really, the study of why do investors do dumb things.
Well, in the Economic War Room, we help people weaponize their money so that they can preserve the culture, pass on to their kids inheritance and so forth. And one of the enemies that we face may not be just the Chinese we talk about. It may not be people on the opposite political spectrum. Sometimes the enemy is ourselves, isn't it?
Yeah, I would agree. You know, we could spend the rest of the show coming up with all the risks that are out there. China trade, Brexit, or you name the long list, our growing debt in this country. But probably the biggest risk that individual investors face today is the person that they look at in the mirror every morning, themselves. Yeah. That is really, we are our own worst enemy.
There's no doubt. And so you went to DePaul.
Yes.
And got a doctorate in this emerging field.
That's right. Yeah, it's always fascinated me, and you know, I certainly come from an efficient market view of the world, but at the same time, I just saw, while I believe the market's efficient, at the same time, the economic agents, the individuals, I just saw such irrationality of behavior taking place. So.
Yeah, define efficient market. What does that exactly mean?
An efficient market is one that sifts through and develops a price of all available information. So it doesn't necessarily mean that all the agents are rational, but the market efficiently processes all available information. So the price is right. The market price reflects what's out there.
Yeah, so if you believe that, but then you have to believe that there's a bunch of irrational, inefficient people that make up the market that creates at the end, the right price in the market.
That's right, yes.